money on my mind. Gotta hustle and grind. Financial literacy always on my mind. I'm stacking knowledge, no time to waste. Gotta invest smart, gotta keep up the pace. I'm reading books, learning all the tricks, studying the market, making calculated picks.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Reckless Raidinaire, and we are back at it again for another episode of Crypto Portfolio Updates. I hope you guys are ready for a jam-packed episode filled with some gems, some knowledge, some alpha. But before we get to that, have you hit the like button? If you've been here more than twice, have you subscribed? Because you should. If you are hate watching and hoping to hear bad news, which you won't, hit the dislike button and subscribe, because that way you can hate watch more effectively. Also, you should share this with your friends, because we're not trying to get rich over here in the wolf pack by ourselves. So let's jump into it, because we have to eat our vegetables before we get to the dessert. So let's jump in. We're going to have a few different pauses. For those of you listening and not watching, don't worry. I'm going to give you a breakdown and give you the context, but there's some context to be given. So let's jump into the business. First and foremost, we are going to talk about Bitcoin dominance, which is at 52.2%. Now, this is crazy, because all the gurus, all the crypto zealots, everybody's in the space clickbaiting you, telling you that Bitcoin dominance is down. Literally, we track this every week, people. Every single week. We've seen Bitcoin dominance up as high as 56%. I mean, I know it's bounced up to 60% on some of these surges. We regularly catch it between 56 and 54. So it's down roughly 2%, 3%, 3.5%. I'll say 3.5% max. And apparently Bitcoin dominance is over and it's just alt season now, because some alts are popping. Insane. Not true. It's just not, that's just not the reality of what this is. We've seen this market, and shame on those people who are putting out this rhetoric as though, oh yeah, it's time to just dump your Bitcoin and jump into alts. Insane. Insane. Because they've been here long enough. They know better. They've done this 2-3 times, maybe more. They know what this is. And like I always say, somebody's got to tell the truth, so let's talk about it. Bitcoin at 52.2%. The energy is still in Bitcoin. The money, the stuff is in Bitcoin. Does that mean that it's going to suck all the oxygen out of every single altcoin? Absolutely not, because people get bored. People don't want to be sitting in the easy wins. They want to get the big pumps. They want to chase after what's already blowing up, so that they can end up being bag holders over there. And what that means is you're the people who show up to the party late. The thing's done run up thousands of percent overnight, and then you go get the coin yourself. And then it doesn't go up anymore, and people start selling off because they're going to take profit, because nothing goes up in a straight line. But you don't believe that. We're going to talk about it. Ethereum dominance at 12%. Another one, not near high enough. This is a trickle down path for when we get to alt season. When we get Ethereum up, I'd say 20 percentile range, like we get another 8% jump, we get Bitcoin under 50%, Ethereum dominance around 20%, then we're going to be in alt season, and we're going to see some really spectacular stuff. Ethereum gas fees are at 17 Gwei. Now is not the time to be trading on Ethereum. But what this means is there is a lot of activity going on Ethereum right now. Again, everything's apparently the Ethereum killer until Ethereum starts to do an Ethereum thing. So there is money moving through the markets. When we look at this, every other video that we do, it's been in the single digits. It is well above 10 digits now. Something is going on. There is a launch. There is something happening on that network. Network congestion is happening. Now, this isn't crazy network congestion. We've seen it much higher. But it's something to note, considering every other video, we're normally talking about a single digit gas fee on Ethereum. And now we are definitely well over that. We're almost at 20 Gwei. Just saying, prices are high. Moving on. Let's talk about the trending coins of the day. Vector Smart Gas, Sun Token, and XDC Network. I am not familiar with any of these. Moving on. We're going to talk about the top gainers and losers. And oh my goodness, is this a bull run looking list? We're starting to get some bull run numbers on here, and I'm sure some of you guys have gotten the big eyes because we're about to jump into some action. On the top gainers, we've got at number 1, making a spectacular bull run debut at rank 918. We have Black Angus with a gain of 3,397%. That's right, 3,397%. Now we're going to talk about this because when we get into the bull run, you're going to see a lot of 4 and high 3-digit numbers daily. We'll be doing this once. We do this once a week, but daily, this list is going to be banging out some gains. The numbers are going to get crazy. They're going to get stupid. Your eyes are going to water. Like I said, some of you will get lucky, which is probably the worst thing that can happen to an investor, is doing something, having no knowledge of what you're doing, and getting lucky and waking up and seeing that you made 3,000%. Because most of my plays that are my moonshot plays that I'm hoping to get a 3,000% are on a $100 play. Now, for those of you who don't know, that would be like waking up and having your $100 turn into, hold on a second, 3, 3, 9, 7, about 100. Turning into $3,397 off of a $100 play. Mind-boggling. Now you can just do the math on that, put $1,000 on something. So see, for me, my moonshot, when I'm going into stuff that I just got no idea and it's just gambling VC money, I make $100 bets because it's low risk, low reward. It's like going to the casino, as far as I'm concerned. You could say that's something that I would do in the meme space. Now, Black Angus, no idea what it is. Could be a meme. Seems like it might be a meme, but that's what I put in on a meme play. $100. Just throw it at it. Hopefully it does something. Maybe it doesn't. If it doesn't, it doesn't matter because I only have about 5 of them floating around in the portfolio at any given time anyway. It's $500. Don't care. At number 2, we have at rank 326 XYO Network with a 113%, 13.4%, let's be accurate, gain in the last 24 hours. Now, this is where most of you are going to mess up. You are going to fumble the bag in this space. And you're going to walk away having made little to nothing. And I know you're going to do this because I have personally done it myself. We didn't have meme coins. We had other projects that were well marketed that we thought were going to be the next Ethereum killer. And I put a lot of money into them and then walked away with not what I should have. Fortunately, I did make a profit, but it was depressing in comparison to what it should have been. But as we're working through these bull markets, what you will see is you will see the 3,000% gain, and you will go put your money into that tomorrow. A lot of you might go look up Black Angus, try to figure out what's going on, figure out what it is. I'm not even going to go look at it because it's gone up 3,000% in 24 hours. But what you're going to do is you're going to walk past the XYO network. This is just a guesstimation because people don't like going into the boring stuff. You don't want to have 100, 200% gains when you're going to hear about people who bought Black Angus and got a 3,000% gain. So you're going to go chase that. A lot of people are doing that right now with what's going on in the market right now. You're seeing coins go up 40% since yesterday. You're going to go put your money in that coin and hope it continues to go up because now you're excited. And it's not. And then you're going to be where you're at with that. Like, and you're going to spend the entire bull run doing that instead of people are panicking now. You should have been panicking 2 years ago. You should have been panicking 12 months ago. You should have been panicking 3 years ago. That's when you panic buy, when the prices are down. But the market moves counter to the way that you actually build wealth, which is why people come into spaces that they have no information, no knowledge of, and completely crash out, completely fumble the bag, and then wonder why they had a bad outcome. And then can blame the space for it at that. Like, you came in and bought a token with a picture of a dog on it, and it didn't go the way that you wanted to go, and you ended up holding the bag and losing money. It's a picture of a dog. A dog. Let that sink in. And, you have people like me who are giving you solid investments to potentially, look at, get involved with. Stuff places where I'm putting my money and giving my honest opinion. It's like, should I put a bunch of money in this picture of a dog? And I'm like, no, I'm not. I mean, I wouldn't do it personally with my money, so I'm not going to tell somebody else to do it either. It's like, go have fun with your money. But like, if you ask me an honest question, I'm going to give you an honest answer. But they don't want to listen to the stuff that they believe to be boring. And they're walking past 500, 600, 1,000% gains, 2,000% gains, 4,000% gains based on the stuff that I was looking at during that specific bull run to go try to get rich tomorrow buying a picture of a coin with a dog on it. And then complaining that I didn't co-sign their stupid decision, but also didn't follow, since they took the advice on what not to do, but didn't want to acknowledge what I was actively doing and be a part of it. Because obviously I'm not giving advice. I put out content and put out information and post on my socials about the stuff that I'm doing. And it's like, hey, if this inspires you, dope. What do you think about the dog? I don't think about the dog coin. I don't care. Any of them. Doesn't matter. It's not my game. Gamble money. It's what I always say. Throw $100 at it, walk away. Hopefully it goes up a bunch of money, and then like off that $100, you done made a play. But when I'm talking about stuff that I'm getting into, and I'm like, yo, like, we making like 8x off this. My first 10x, my first 50x was that run. And they didn't want to listen to that, but they want to get mad because I didn't co-sign the dog coin, but didn't want to listen to the other stuff that I was talking about that they also had access to. It's crazy to me. But that's why you guys are going to fumble. So hopefully you heed the warning. If you don't, no big deal. Have fun. But like, don't come talking to me about like what you did or didn't make off of your decisions, because at the end of the day, it's your portfolio. Whether it grows or not is up to you. At number 3, we have at rank 180, Mudang, with a gain of 85.3% in the last 24 hours. At number 4, we have at rank 19, Hedera H-Bar, with a gain of 58.3% in the last 24 hours. At number 5, we have at rank 327, we have AIXBT by Virtuals, with a gain of 55.8% in the last 24 hours. Now moving over to the top losers. Hopefully these are healthy retracements. Nothing is really super down. We're not seeing anybody, what looks like to be any rug pulls. It's just random stuff that's going on over here. But all these losers look like corrections. Starting off at number 1 on the top losers list. Hope none of you are over here. At rank 888, we have Human Protocol H, and we are down 34.7% in the last 24 hours. At number 2, we have at rank 863, we have Schwab, which is down 28% in the last 24 hours. At number 3, we have at rank 756, because I'm looking at the numbers. We're going to do this in order numerically. We have Keyboard Cat on base, down 26.7% in the last 24 hours. And at number 4, we have at rank 949, we have Vector Smart Gas, which is down 26.2% in the last 24 hours. And last but not least, at number 5, we have at rank 335, Hive Mapper, which is down 20.1% in the last 24 hours. Now, moving on, we're going to look at some portfolio action. And before we get to that portfolio action, we are going to see where we're sitting at. So the portfolio is up 14% total, still not caught up to the S&P 500, which is depressing, but it's working its way back there. Obviously, this is an altcoin. This is a partial portfolio. It's not everything that's in my holdings. I keep less than 50% of what I have active in the market. But that said, this is a portfolio specifically waiting for altcoin season. So obviously, it's going to be underperforming until it's altcoin season. That is the reason that you can still panic buy into some alts right now. I will say that. Like I'm still accumulating positions. Obviously, I've got my backup positions ready because we're starting to have some of these positions start turning over their 300%. But we'll jump into the top 10 of what I've got in my active portfolio for this bull run. At number 1, we have Solana, SOL. At number 2, we have Injective, INJ. At number 3, we have Ethereum, ETH. At number 4, we have Radium, RAY. At number 5, we have Superverse, SUPER. At number 6, we have Immutable, IMX. At number 7, we have Jupiter Perpetual Liquidity Provider Token, JLP. At number 8, we have Akash Network, AKT. At number 9, we have Aave, AAVE. And at number 10, we have Camelot Token Grail. Now, we're going to have a couple of conversations here. One of the things that I want to talk about, because obviously we have XRP is making the rounds. It is the news cycle right now. It has had an astronomical pump. Obviously not as astronomical as Black Angus, but it's had an astronomical pump, especially for a top 10 coin in the last 24 hours. It's doing great. And what people are doing is they are pulling out of positions that they previously had to go chase that because it's actively moving right now. And there is a big PR news cycle. There are a lot of bag holders, meaning that they bought last peak or are riding the waves and are emotionally attached to the coin. And, you know, everybody, they get to talk their talk because their coin pumped. Do I think XRP? Let's get some clarifications before we get into this conversation. Now, I have held XRP. It's been in my cycle multiple times. It isn't. I have a small bag of it left myself that I'm in profit on. I think it might be 100 tokens, something like that. But I mean, at previous, I've had up to 5,000 XRP personally. And I don't think it's a bad play. And the reason I don't, let's go ahead and mark out the positives. Actually has a use case. It's being used by institution. It's an institution level coin. My belief on XRP, though, for me personally, from an investor standpoint, because a lot of people are like, oh, I'm buying the token, I'm investing. And I'm like, well, we're all waiting for XRP to go public. When the company Ripple goes public, the first thing that we got to understand is while XRP is used as the underlying asset, Ripple is collecting the fees. So I will be setting aside some cash, some dry powder, as Buffett would say, waiting for that to happen. And I'm actually going to start allocating that cash position now in anticipation of that, of them getting listed, because I'm going to buy some because it's going to make money. The coin in and of itself wasn't really made. It's an institutional level coin. There's little to no utility for the everyday person. So when I'm looking at XRP from an investment perspective, is the token going to do well? Absolutely. Is it going to outperform other tokens? Is it going to have the potential to move more than Bitcoin and Ethereum? Maybe. I don't know. It's number 3 now. And the thing that people don't understand is once you get up in those top 3, it's kind of hard to continue to have that velocity. While central banks are using it, XRP's goal is to replace Swift. It has a use case for where it's at. The coin's going to be used. It's not going away. I don't believe that it's going away. It's come through. It's one of the worst crucibles of a crypto that I've ever seen. And it's come through it. So I'm not saying it's going away. I'm not saying it can't go up more. What I'm saying is, from the investment perspective, just letting you know as what I'm looking at and what I'm getting ready for versus what y'all are doing. Do I think that there's going to be a 3,000% run on XRP? Possibly, because I could see it going to 5. I could see it hitting $5 this bull run. I could definitely see that. But me personally, I don't chase every bit of alpha, especially in the top ones. My top 10 coin, like most of my stuff, is not in the top 10. You can look at the portfolio for all the stuff that's up in here right now. Honestly, for bull runs, just because of performance base, like with my active portfolio, I try not to be in the top 50, to be honest. The only reason that Solana's up there is because that was my play. And the choice between Solana and XRP was a simple one for me, because there's no way to make money on XRP just holding the token. You guys who have the token, you're not using the network. No one is, because there's no DeFi on there. It's not built out for that. So there's no way to make money while holding it. So that's the reason it's not on my list this year. Like I didn't want something that I really couldn't stake. Now, granted, I do have a couple of positions where I can't stake those tokens, but they're not in the top 10. They're like around 50. Immutable X, when I bought that, wasn't in the top 10. Superverse, 171. Radium, 100. 102. Injective, 58. Akash Network, 129. Aave, 48. I'm buying low down on the list because these positions have a lot more leeway to do some other stuff, or they're infrastructural. Camelot token, 1,277. Like, I'm not normally like Celestia, 51. Avalanche is up there. That's a play that's up there. Rune, 69. ZK Sync, 146. And that was an airdrop. Synapse, 432. Thorwallet Dex, 1,800. Dimension, 200. Like you'll see these. This is an active portfolio. I'm not looking at the top 10. Like if you're, I'm like, maybe pick one. I'm just not. I'm also very, very, very adamantly, I'm not. That XRP is not a long-term hold for me, which is why the other reason it's not in this portfolio. I have 3 long-term holds. Those are sprinkled throughout this portfolio because that's my default. That's what I go to. Now, if XRP is your third, understood. No questions asked. But I see people, and this is what happens during the bull run. That's how I know that we're in the bull run. You start seeing people who haven't been in 2 bull runs, haven't been through a full bull cycle, or maybe have been in 1 bull cycle and you know that they got this coin because it was an easy one to get access to. It was popular and it had a news cycle behind it. It has a lot of PR. And it's like the coins that they're involved in, it's either some project that is super scammy, or they're like, oh, XRP's back. Like we're going to talk that talk now. And it's like, you don't know about crypto. I also have people who legitimately don't know about crypto that are asking me my opinion on it. And it's not that I don't think XRP is a good coin. Like it would be another solid third. I could see that being a third position if you're actually long the project, but you wasn't here in 2013. You wasn't here when XRP launched. Like, where was your conversation then? Like, you weren't there. So, like, there's a air of euphoria and people are chasing alpha and you're going to get into these coins. And I'll tell you, probably not a good idea to jump into a coin that just shot up almost 50% in 24 hours. That's not like, wait for it to pull back and then see if you still want to do it, because people aren't going to, like, when it drops, people aren't going to want to talk about it then. They're not going to want to talk. All these XRP heads are going to shut up as soon as it drops 20%. Party's over. And then it'll run up again, and then they'll talk then. If it's a long, I get it. If you're adding it as your long position and like you're going to be ride or die, because like I've had some people talk about, oh, we'll talk about it in 10 years. I'm like, in 10 years, the market's going to be different. And it doesn't matter because I'm gonna be a millionaire in crypto anyway. Like, I don't care. I don't need every piece of alpha. I'm not trying to rain on nobody's parade. Like, it's dope for the people that hold the coin. And if it's one of your longs, definitely dope. I want to see everybody on the top gainers list. But as we can see, XRP isn't even on the top gainers list, not up in the top 5. Like, that's the other thing. It's like, that's not the only thing that's going on in the market. There's definitely some liquidity hitting some spaces right now. In general, is it alt season? No. Hopefully it's a kickoff, but like, we're not there yet. Bitcoin is still above 50%. We can't have alt season while Bitcoin's above 50%. You can have some things pop off while Bitcoin is above 50%. I've got stuff in my active portfolio that is popping off that's above 50%. You know, like it's people get excited. And when people get excited and start promoting and start telling you, I'm like, you know about me, I want the truth. Like, let's talk about it. I've done this 3 times. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, have you been here for this? Like, do you know what this is? Because if you only experienced it once, like, I didn't get my druthers together till the end of the second bull run. So, like, buckle up because y'all still got some learning to do. We'll see what you flip this into this time around. Also, it's never people that are sharing their portfolios that are super excited about this stuff. That's all I'm saying. Like, no one is consistently giving you game. No one's consistently giving you alpha. It's always just like random dudes and chicks. And like, you're starting to see it. People start posting on their stories. Like, there's people that consistently post on their stories. There's people that are involved in extracting value from the crypto market, is the way that I'll put it. But they're not here. They're not in the market. They're not on chain. They're not actively participating. Because, like, especially if you're talking about a coin like XRP, like, you just hold coins on a Coinbase account or on some centralized exchange. Like, guaranteed. Because, like, none of these coins that these people are talking about are things that people are using. Like, every day. Like, it has a DeFi market. Like, you're doing stuff in the space. Like, you're on a decentralized platform. You're using the chain. You're actually in there experiencing it. And I mean, I hate to say it, but most of the people who hold Solana don't use the chain. They don't. I do. It's the reason I can tell you, I'm like, I'm in it for the season. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. When the chain works, it's awesome. The issue is sometimes it don't work, and you can't get money off the chain, on the chain, or off the platforms that you're on. Everything locks up until they reboot it. Not a good way to deal with large sums of money. Just saying. Ethereum on the chain, it's expensive to do transactions sometimes. The gas fees need to be addressed. It is super annoying. It makes it so that that's the bottleneck for that. But also, Ethereum was not made for brokies. So even myself, that complaint, realistically, if I got my weight up on chain and I was making $5,000-$10,000 plays, wouldn't be an issue, because it really, in the grand scheme of things, wouldn't be that much money. Wouldn't matter. Based on who the target audience is, big money is moving on Ethereum. That's the reason the gas fees can go up, and it's still the number one chain. It still has all the money locked up on it. That's why. All right, moving on. So we're gonna talk about this because I'm excited about it, but I did want to give a little sneak peek at what we've got going on. So we have started the Bitcoin standard, like, since I've actively started this portfolio. And so this obviously is just going to get converted over to Ethereum at the end of the year. But we are up 42% since I started this, and this is a dollar cost average. I normally try to buy in around payday. And I try to make, and since the price has run up, because yes, we are still buying, because it's the standard. Since the price has run up, I have actually started kind of condensing and making larger purchases. So I try to make sure it's over $200, or if it's coming up to payday, I'll wait till payday so that I can get the biggest buy possible, because obviously it's costs less the more you spend. But we're up 42% in this portfolio, which just totaled out to $800. So we're up to 2,700. That's nice. That's a nice amount. That's good. We're almost at a whole Ethereum. Working our way towards it. But as Bitcoin runs, this should drag it up. And I think actually what we might do is just buy the Ethereum and stake it as soon as we can. But as we're running this up, that's a good amount to look at. I'm liking that. So that's the one. So that's the Bitcoin standard. We're doing what we do. We got 0.02 Bitcoin, which is, people will be like, that's not a lot, but at a certain point, people ain't going to be able to get 0.02 Bitcoin either. So I'm fine with it. What else do we got? We got another portfolio I want to look at. We got our house savings. Now, this one we've been doing since August. We're up 138.9% on that portfolio. Now, that's just buying Bitcoin. Same deal. Dollar cost average. Just buying Bitcoin. Awesome. And this is the power of Bitcoin. This is the reason I say, all roads lead to Rome. Also Ethereum. Ethereum's a long-term conviction for me too. But this is the reason I have a Bitcoin standard, because it just works. If you hold it, even if you buy it at a bad time, you hold it for 4 years, you'll be in profit. Historically, no one who's held Bitcoin for over 4 years has not been in profit. Historically, that hasn't been possible, which means the math on that. Again, also, Bitcoin's adjusted risk-free rate of return is 30%. So I'm even if you buy it at a bad time, if you hold it, you're getting a risk-free rate of return of 30% on average. You hold it over 4 years, you're going to be in profit. If you're consistently buying, the risk-free rate of return annually is 30%. After you do the math on all of it. So as we're moving through, when I tell people I don't believe in savings, I'll save in Bitcoin. This is why, because you've seen this. This is gone since August when we started doing the home savings plan. 138%, 138.9%. So technically 139%. If it's 9, we round it up down near 140%. Again, math don't lie. Math based. So what am I buying in place of XRP? Let's jump into that. So Aave is one of them. It's one of the leading lending platforms on Ethereum. It has a staking mechanic to it. And it's been performing well since I've been buying it. We get a little bit of added kicker in that we can stake it and acquire some more Aave. We're in position. The position, obviously, we throw $1,000 at these positions for this portfolio. We are doing VC style investments. That is what we've been doing since I've been in this market, which means that for the active portfolio, we're hedging the bets, and we're going to have duds. We're going to have failures. And the way that this works is you win so hard on the winners that they compensate for the losers. Now, do I want to have a bunch of losers? No, I don't want to have one standout. Like, I want to do decently well across the board. That's the goal. And as we hit alt season, we'll start finding out about these plays. But Aave is one of the ones. It's an infrastructure piece. I've been looking at it. When I look at these, one of the things that I always look at is what the previous all-time high was, which is 661, and that was 3 years ago as last run. This dropped down to $26. That was previous to. So think about this. The all-time low was November 5th of 2020. By May 18th of 2021, this is the peak bull run. This is a great example, actually. 2602, less than a year later, and this is something that people need to understand. Less than a year later from the all-time low in November 5th of 2020, by May 18th of 2021, this protocol had run up to $661.69. That's the reason I say these crazy numbers. When I see 3,000%, it's not unheard of, because this happened in less than is November, December, January, February, March, April, May. 6 months. 6 months. And that was the run up. So what we're looking at here is 661. Do I think it can touch that again? Yes, I do. And we are kind of banking on that. I will be pulling my money out at probably around $400. This is on my Solana plan. I'll get my initial investment back at about $400, which will be around, probably about $400 or $500. If it's running up $500, I'm taking my profit back on this one. Or my initial investment back. Leave the profit in there to run through the run, see what we can get out of it. Next one, Avalanche. This one was popular before. It's a L1, it's its own chain. Also, for those of you who are gamers and first-person shooters, if you haven't looked at and or played Off the Grid, shameless plug, not affiliated at all. Don't get anything for it. The game looks cool, though. Looks cool. And it's a Web3 game. And it lives on Avalanche. So, Avalanche has kind of set itself up. I honestly think that the Cosmos Tendermint ecosystem would be way better for that. But, it is what it is. We cannot fault where things end up. We just support it the best way we can. So Avalanche, they're supposed to be doing some major upgrades. They have a major A-list game that lives on that chain. So for me, this is kind of a low risk, high reward buy for me. We're looking at previous all-time high of 144, which is about 3 years ago, which was the last bull run. I think it can make it back there. I think around $100, because I have this staked. I will be collecting back my initial investment, and we'll half the position. And then whatever's left, we're going to let it run, keeping it staked, and we're going to get ourselves some more AVAX to go along the way, and then we'll redistribute and redeploy that. Thirdly, this is a protocol, another one that's on Ethereum, CurveDAO. This is one that I've used. I always use a secondary protocol that ties into this in the DeFi space. This is DeFi. This is kind of what I do, staking, yield farming, that type of stuff. This one for me, I've used it before. I'm familiar with the token. Our previous all-time high was $15. Now that's a lot of upside for me. And if I can get a good, healthy position, like I said, you drop $1,000 in this at under $1, even if you drop $1,000 in this at $1 and it goes up to $10. Now this last previous high was last bull run, 2020. We're at 2024 going into 2025 for the blow off top, and we're sitting at 77 cents. Now, one of the interesting things for this one, and I did miss this, was this hit its all-time low in August of this year. And it's because it was a backup position, so I wasn't following it. And like looking at it now, I'm like, man, I really wish I could have got this at 18 cents. Because the protocol's still there. They've done a really awesome update on it. All the stuff functionally works. A lot of money still locked up within the protocol. This is one of the places that you go to exchange things into all things stablecoin. It's a stablecoin exchange. They have the best prices for exchanging stablecoins, pretty much, bar none. Also, a lot of liquidity farming opportunities, and then you pair this with convex finance. Money in the bank, baby. It's one of my favorite things to use on Ethereum when the fees are low, but the barrier to entry is pretty high on this because they make it hard for people to get involved with this. Those are the three things that I am looking at in regards to the market. Those are three coins that I am going to be actively buying. Curve DAO, I have not started buying yet, so if you want to front run me, have at it. But a few of the things I'm looking at actively buying and or am actively buying and getting position on in regards to stuff that I'm buying instead of XRP. And that doesn't make them better. It doesn't make XRP worse. It's just XRP is not on my active plays this year. Like I've got my bag that I've been having. I'll probably transition that off. The main reason is you can't get through it via DeFi. It's a pain in the butt to exchange it, and I don't want to use a centralized exchange. And like that requires a centralized exchange. So like I might just be throwing it in the ledger and just letting it sit indefinitely until I really feel like getting rid of it. Like if we see a really high price XRP, then I might dump it to get some Ethereum. But outside of that, like all the stuff that I'm using and most of the plays, this bull run, I have to be able to hopscotch through it, and I want to be able to get through it in the DeFi space. Like that's one of the commitments I made to myself as far as what I was buying this year for this bull run. Now, last but not least, we're going to do a little reaction video. This is the little extra thing that I got for the end of the bull run, for the end of the show. So like, let's take a look and see what we're talking about here.
XRP has just broke the cryptocurrency markets. It's absolutely insane. Solana holders, move over. There's a new King Chad in town. His name's XRP.
Now, this is funny considering that XRP just started moving. Hold on. We're gonna have to go into some context on this. So like let's pull up the XRP chart. And we're going to look at both of these. And this isn't in defense of Solana because I told everybody, like I said, here for a good time, not a long time, but like I'm a numbers guy. And so like when we start like painting these narratives, well, okay. We gotta go fact check them. Oh, that's me. That's XRP. Okay. So we're going to go back here real quick and take a look and see why XRP is telling Solana to move over. Okay. So 30 days, 433%. But on the year, it's only up 341%, which means that it had another hit because of those court cases. Obviously, went through its crucible. Let's look at Solana. Solana's chart, we're up 255 for the year. Yeah, so, as of right now, they got to move over. Let's keep it going. We're going to get back to the video. All right.
That's crazy. XRP currently ranked first for mind share. Yes, you read that correctly. Absolutely bonkers, man. What a comeback story for XRP. smashed down years by unfair litigation by the frickin' criminal SEC.
These are all facts. These are all facts. They got the most BS court case on the planet ever. It's honestly everything that's going on that went on with what the SEC did to this company is atrocious and terrible. One of the things I respected, though, is they just packed up their ball and they were like, cool, we're getting sued in the United States. We'll go take our business all over the world, which is what they did, and it worked.
They're coming back, and I'm happy for all the holders. I don't hold XRP. I celebrate winning. This is a channel where we celebrate winners, okay? If you're winning, if you believed in XRP, you had XRP, you've been buying it diligently for years, you deserve every bit of this, and I congratulate you on that win.
Big facts. Big facts. Also true. I have no disagreement with Lark on this. I don't agree with him on everything, but the people who've been putting in the work and the people who've been buying it definitely feeling it. It seems to me that a lot of the chatter that I'm seeing, though, because of these types of videos and the way that these content creators promote things to stay in the algorithm, to stay in your face. Obviously, we did it on this video because it's a conversation for this week. So since we're doing the crypto portfolio update, we're going to talk about it. It's steering a lot of the conversation that I'm seeing are people that are new to the market is kind of where I'm at with it. And like, that is concerning because people are jumping into something that went up astronomically as far as what people who aren't in the crypto space are used to the day after it went up. Because like, those are going to be the future bag holders. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely awesome to see what's happened recently with XRP. XRP has just...
So we're going to close out on that. I mean, you guys let me know what you think. I want to know down in the comments, do I have any XRP holders? I know that I do have some that I've seen post about it that I know have had it for a little while because when I interacted with them, they were already involved in the project. And again, I don't think it's a bad project. It definitely has a use case, and I don't think it's going to be going away. Me personally, for my investment strategy, I want ownership and Ripple, the company. I want access to that income. XRP holders will have no access to the income that's generated from the network. They'll benefit from them having to use the token. Those are two different things. And they're not mutually exclusive, but like, I'm interested in Ripple, the company. For me, I want another crypto company in my holdings, and it will be a long-term holding over there once they go public. But let me know down in the comments. Am I off base? Are you guys, are we going to the moon? Do you guys think that none of the other altcoins are going to move and it's just going to be XRP? Like, what are we doing? Are you only invested in XRP? That's my actual question. Because a lot of people, the way that they talk and the amount of emotion that they have on the token makes me think that that's the only thing they're invested in. And it's kind of weird because I'm just like, geez, you only got like one coin and it's not Bitcoin. Like, oh, that's risky. But I could see XRP being a solid third. Like, if I wasn't gung-ho about Chainlink, I could see XRP taking that third position. I just like Chainlink right now. And I'm not looking to switch it out because Chainlink I can get through to via the DeFi space, and it has staking. So it's just, like I said, I like to be able to, if I'm going to hold something indefinitely, I want to be able to make money for just holding the coin. And XRP doesn't have that natively on chain within its ecosystem because it doesn't have DeFi or anything else. It's trying to replace Swift, and it's going to do a great job at it because it is faster. So we'll leave it at that. Till next week, people. It's been Crypto Portfolio Updates, your boy Reckless Ray Dinero, and you're on the Future Financial Strategies channel. Make sure you have hit that like button if you haven't already. If you don't like this and you're in the XRP army and you're mad at me because I didn't say all the nice things about XRP, even though I did say nice things about XRP, hit the dislike button. Also, share this with your friends because over here in the Wolfpack, like I said, we're not trying to get rich by ourselves. Peace.
Money on my mind. Yeah, focus, got no time for games. Nah, I don't play it, I'm all about that financial literacy. Investing in my future, building generational wealth. Dollar bills, they be calling my name, but I ain't chasing fame, I'm chasing change. Learn the game, now I'm playing it smart. Putting my money to work, it's an art. I'm stacking paper, building my own empire. No more living check to check, I'm getting higher. Investing in stocks, real estate, and more. Gotta secure the bag, that's what I came for.